Timmy,
Hello, Pastor. Good evening.
how are you?
I'm good. How's your day today?
Very, very good.
Okay.
Busy, but also relaxing
Busy?
at the same time. Yes. Preparing a message for tomorrow. It's gonna be good.
Yep. So before we start, I just want to thank you for coming here today and kayak benar-benar spend your time here to give wisdom and insight and also knowledge for us aspiring young adults. And yeah, we just want to thank you. And
Sure.
probably let's just go straight into it.
Sure.
And
An
so
honor.
first and foremost, Kea, could you please tell us a little bit more about yourself?
Okay. Well, my name is Roy Marcellus. I am actually 39 years old. I've got one wife and three daughters. And those daughters is 2 years old, 5 years old, and 7 years old. And they are all my princesses. And
Mm.
but today, I'm actually the senior pastor of a church in Australia called the Movement Church. Yes, a lot of Indonesian, a lot of Filipinos, a lot of people from any other countries, Mexican, Lebanese, Australian, everywhere. And we are everywhere. We're actually in Australia. We are in 4 different countries. We are in Philippines. We're in Korea, and also we are in Israel. So yeah, but before senior pastoring, I was the global senior sales and marketing director of a property developer called Kran Group. Now you probably know, especially most of you Indonesian know who Kran Group is. Kran Group is probably one of the largest property developer globally. We have land in Melbourne, Brisbane, LA, Sydney, Indonesia. We are everywhere. So yeah, for 8 years I was this sales director for that company.
Mm. So you said you're the global sales and director of One Group. So,
Yes.
could you please tell us more about how you decide from being the sales director to going to pastoring a church? So, and
Okay.
also, what did you have to sacrifice, and also what did you earn from doing it?
Okay. So, sales, that role is a very senior role, and most of you, especially your young people, you probably think, man, that role is a global role. That's a dream job. I want to be like that. One day, I'm working towards it, and things like that. Why would you? A lot of people ask me the question, why would you leave that kind of dream job? So. That is going. The answer is going to be the title of this section, basically the passion, the vision, and also the mission, and which is very very good. I really really honor the team yang sudah istilahnya kerja keras and really sacrifice their time and things like that. You guys are amazing. So the job, my job today is to share my life to help all these people, there young people below 25 years old, and yeah, let's have fun doing it. So basically, yeah, my role is to basically manage the strategy, sales, marketing for that company, Crown Group. We sold $500 million a year. That's our target. All around the globe, we sell. I remember we sold $380 million in literally 3 hours globally in our last project, Infinity by Crown Group in Green Square. And 8 years ago, we decided to resign from that position to pastor a really, really good church called the Movement Church in Australia. And a lot of people ask me, why would you do that? Okay. So, pastoring has been a lifelong journey, lifelong calling, vision, mission, and dream for me. Okay. Since I was young, I know that I'm called to be a pastor.
Mm.
But you probably know that pastor doesn't earn that much money. Pastor, they basically sacrifice quite a lot financially, future, and things like that. And that's why my dad says, you are not going to be a pastor. Okay? You're not going to be a pastor. You will be studying IT. Okay? So I was studying information system in New South Wales University. That was my journey. Okay, so but the calling has been keep calling. Okay, for so many years, just pastor, pastor, pastor. So last September, I decided to leave that job and become a pastor.
Okay, so for I heard like if you imagine like most people would go for that kind of job, right? Like that
Yeah,
job has high income and like it's already secure and like it takes really great courage for you to really like pursue your passion, like pursue for doing what you really liked. And yeah,
yeah.
I really respect you for it. And I'm
Thank you,
just
Tim.
curious, how did you receive your calling to be a pastor? Are there any steps atau kayak langkah-langkah that we should take to discover our own calling?
That's a great question. Really, really good question, Tim. I think discovering your passion and discovering your calling is literally a lifelong journey. It's not one day you wake up and I want to be a doctor, I want to be a singer or a celebrity, I want to be a pastor, I want to be sales director. There's none of it. Okay, it's literally a discovery process, a lifelong journey. I am still discovering it as we speak right now. Okay, I'm not saying that I've already attained it. I'm not saying that I'm already there, but that's actually a lifelong journey. We pray about it, we dream about it, and but you know what? I this is my trial and error. I basically went to my first job is in IT, information system. Can you imagine me coding and me coding JavaScript and things like that? I hated it, but at that time, that was really my path. You know, I actually I worked in a company called Aztec Information System, and then there and then I knew that computer and IT was not my calling. But without trialing it, I would never ever know. You know what I mean? So I want to encourage every young people there out there below 25. You still have a lot of time. Just be patient about it and just trial and error. Trial and error. I knew that IT wasn't my calling. Sitting down in front of a computer was not my calling. So and I decided to pursue it. I talked to my boss and I said, "Man, is there any way you can send me to one of your client so I can serve one of your client?" And one day he sent me there, and I love it. I really love it. I just basically said, "Man, this is it. I want to meet more client. I want to speak to more people." So people is just basically my passion, but it's still so generic. Which part of it? You know what I mean? And then I moved into market research in AC Nielsen, and then I moved to National Foods as sales, which is in sales and marketing department. And there and then I found my passion of selling, you know, because selling is actually convincing people. So again, it's trial and error, and the journey literally it was like 15 years until now. I'm still doing it. So Tim, that's good.
Okay, so Pastor, so your life really took a 180-degree turn from
Yeah.
being an IT to a pastor, but I think that 180-degree turn it really took like a journey. It's a journey for trial and
Correct.
error.
Correct.
So yep. And
Correct. It is journey.
according to you, why is it important for someone to have a personal vision and mission?
I think that's a great question, Tim. Um, I think it's there are a couple of things. There are two things. The first one is because to pursue your passion, to pursue your dream, it's a hard journey. You're gonna take some bashing, you're gonna take some rejection, you're gonna take a lot of no's, you're gonna take some haters along the way and things like that. So if you don't have the passion and really strong desire to do it, let me tell you, I can guarantee you won't succeed. You know, in 8 years in Crown Group as a sales director, I in the first year, I gotta be honest with you. No, nobody knows about this, but I gotta be honest with you. In the first year, I actually sold 4 or 5 apartments. I almost got sacked um, because I'm not performing, and I thought that that wasn't my passion. But I know in my heart that no, this is what God called me to be. This is what God equipped me to be. So I keep pursuing it. See, without that passion, I already gave up. And after pursuing it, perfecting your craft and things like that, for the last 4 or 5 years in the Crown Group, I become the number one best-selling person in Crown Group, selling 75 million dollars in an hour. You know, my friends, all my clients, and all my staff came to me and said, "How did you do it?" Just basically, and they don't know that we actually perfected all this craft for so many times, so many hours along the way. They want the result, but they don't never want the process. So I want to
Yeah.
encourage you. It is why is it important? Because it's gonna be hard. Pursuing it is gonna be hard. It's gonna be tough. So you need that passion. You need that dream, and and yeah, without having that passion and without having that strong vision, let me tell you, you're gonna be end up as a carbon copy. Okay, because when you don't know what you want to be, you're just gonna copy everybody else. Oh, I want to be like him. I want to be like him. I want to be like him. And at the end of the journey, you become nobody.
Yep. So I think like about having a passion, like, it's so important because most people, if they don't have it, it's just like you said, like we become like us the same like other people, and like
Correct.
we because we don't know what to do, so we go to other people, even
Correct.
if that's not what we actually want to do. And I think
Correct.
that actually makes us not happy, and like we that's why it's so hard to discover our own passion, because we look
That's
at other
it.
people sometimes, and even myself, I compare to other people, and like, so that's why I I know it's really hard to find passion.
Tim, before we
And
continue, I want to ask you a question. Are you still single, Tim? Come on, somebody.
yeah, I'm
You
still
are
single,
still
but
single? Come on,
getting
man.
there. Yeah.
What's wrong with you? Come on, all the girls. Look at this guy. This guy is the most handsome bachelor in before you turn 25. Come on, somebody. I'm just kidding.
I hope I get someone in the future.
Come on, somebody. Before this year end.
Anyways, thank you, Pastor.
Anyway, gimana?
Anyway, so I'm just curious about another thing. And is it possible for our passion and vision to change in our lifetime? It's just like you said, have you always had that passion of becoming a pastor, or is it something that's developed over your lifetime?
That's wow, incredible question. The answer to that, I believe your passion and your dream does not change, but it actually evolves. It never changed, but it evolved. It never changed, but it's sharpened. Okay? So the more you discover about yourself, the more you know who you are, Tim. For example, yep, I don't like this. I like this. I love this. I cannot live without this. The more you know about that passion, your passion, is becoming clearer and clearer. And that's the beauty about being young. That's the beauty about being before you turn 25. Why? Because time is your greatest weapon. Okay, so be patient about it, and just enjoy the journey. A lot of people see, when I was young, I keep saying to myself, I want to beat this guy, I want to be faster, I want to do this, and instead of enjoying the journey, I become, wow, I just want to be fast, 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 fast. But if you think about it, the beauty about being young is that you have time in your hands, and you can take that time to actually understand who you are. And with all this trial and error, you can basically understand that, my God, I love selling. Okay, I don't like marketing, but I love selling. And then when you're getting older and older, you know that, no, I don't want to sell things that I don't believe in. You know what I mean? So in terms
Yep.
of dream, your dream and passion will not change, because God never changed his mind. But the only thing that change is actually it's going to sharpen. Every single time, the more you know yourself, the more you can become mature. It will become clearer and sharper.
Okay, so what you're saying is like instead of looking to other people and like not enjoying the journey, you should just focus on yourself and really like try to sharpen your passion, right?
Correct. And then give your time to make mistakes. While trialing and erroring. I didn't know whether Crown Group is going to be a massive success, but all I know is that God is always faithful. My life is in His hand, and He will never let me go. You know what I mean? So when I was in National Foods, I got a lot of rejection. I missed quite a lot of promotions because why? Because I don't know, I worked really hard, but I missed a lot of promotions and things like that. But I know all that rejection, all that experience actually prepares me for what's the thing that is in my future. So yeah, still young. You and me are still young. Let's just enjoy the journey.
So I think what I get from this is like for those of us like we're all before 25, and like since we're that young, you have to take this opportunity to really not be afraid of failures and not be afraid of
Come on,
trying, because
that's
that's what
it.
really makes us grow. Right?
That's it. That's it, Tim. Really good.
And thinking about failures, like what were your own challenges in your journey? How did you stick to your passion even though there are challenges?
My one of my biggest challenges is the opinion of others. Okay, especially when we're younger, we always listen to those haters and other people and things like that, and that is my number one challenges in my life, saying that, oh, you can't do this, you'll never be able to do that. You selling, you've never sold before, you're just doing marketing or account management, you'll never be able to sell. And that makes me afraid, but I thank God that I make that leap of faith. And yeah, I want to encourage everyone, especially when you're young. It's good to listen to your mentor's voice, but don't allow too many voices in your life that makes you confused. You know what I mean? So that's one. Number two, the challenges is going to be the safety of money. Okay, safety of money. Think about it, right? 8 years. Last September, I made one of the biggest decision of my life to leave a $500,000 salary per annum to
Mhm.
become a pastor. That's literally an 80 to 90% salary cut just to follow your dream. So a lot of people, my dad, my mom, called me and said, "Are you serious? You seriously, at 39 years old, you're gonna retire and follow your dream to be a senior pastor? What about your kids?" Okay, my friend says, "But you got three kids, 2 years old, 4 years old, 7 years old. You're gonna leave that. You're gonna leave the safety of money to follow your dream." Let me tell you, okay, I am the happiest that I've ever been in my life right now because I follow my dream. Okay, a lot of people, if you don't follow your dream, you may have a lot of money, but you know deep down in your heart, if you're not following your dream, you're not happy. Inside of you, you're still searching for that. So, yeah, I want to encourage you with wisdom. I want to encourage you to basically plan, strategize, so that at the end of the day, you can do what you love the most. Um, and also fame, okay? The safety of money, fame. You can imagine as a global sales director, the fame is there, Tim. And I got to
Yep.
leave all that to serve people as a pastor. So I think, but that's what passion makes you do. Okay, you will do the impossible. You will do stupid things um, when you follow your dream, and people will mock you. People will say that you can't do this. People will drag you to that box and says that, man, you come to this box. Don't come up from that box. Why? Because they want you to be as miserable as them. So just follow your dream, follow your passion, follow your vision.
And I think speaking of money, I think most of us really have that sense that money is something that's essential, and I believe that it is. But like, it's not something that you should obsess over. Like,
Correct.
like what you're doing. Since you left Crown Group, I mean, like Crown Group is something that's a key point in your life, and like that has led over to your passion, and like so.
Correct.
I think all of that is because of trial and error, just as you said.
Yeah.
And but I think about money, it shouldn't be something it shouldn't be defined as our passion. Like
Correct.
our passion should not be about money. It's what should be about what we like.
Correct.
And I think that Crown Group is like a gateway for you to truly follow your passion.
That's right. So I think I want to say follow your career, follow your dream with one condition. You got to do it with wisdom. See, a lot of young people, they said, "Oh, I want to follow my dream. I want to follow my vision. I don't care about money. I don't care about my family. I want to follow this. I want to be a painter. I want to be a singer." Which is all good, but you got to do it with wisdom. Okay, you got to do it with wisdom and wisdom of God and balance too. A lot of I see a lot of my friends. They said, "Oh, I'm following my dream. I want to be artist," but they end up as a poor artist. They end up as a poor musician and things like that. That's not good as well. You know what I mean? So you got to do it with balance. You got to do it with wisdom from God. Okay, so I think what a lot of people don't understand is that instead of say a lot of people says, "Oh man, you leave what $500,000 per annum salary just to become a senior pastor? Are you crazy?" And blah blah blah. Oh, I want to be like that, so I want to quit my job. Don't do that. You know what I mean? Let me tell you one thing. That 8 years with Crown Group actually set me for life. That 8 years of Crown Group paid off my mortgages. That 8 years of my life is actually set me for my tuition fee for all my kids for down the future. So yes, I'm following my dream, but I have to apply patience for 8 years. I have to apply patient saving money and invested in my property, invested in shares and things like that, just to make sure that I don't just blindly follow my passion. So another thing that I want to encourage all the young people out there is just basically, yes, follow your passion, but follow your passion with the wisdom from God. Okay, that's
So what you're saying is like we need to have a plan before we
correct.
do something, before we even follow the passion. Because like without it, like if it's only passion, then it's really hard for us to succeed, right? And that's why
Correct.
we need to have a plan and like maybe like the wisdom to take decisions along the journey.
That's right. That's right. So one of the um, um, the thing that I always teach to young people is that you have to find your sweet spot. Okay. Now, sweet spot have got three things. Sweet spot has got what you like. Sweet spot is the intersection between three circles. The first circles is what you like to do. Oh, I like to do this. I like to do that. Number two is that what you are good at. Okay, because most of you, oh, I like to paint, but you're not really good at painting. You have to know that you have to be really good at it. If I follow what I like to play saxophone. Okay, I love to be like Kenny G one day. You know what I mean? I like to play saxophone, things like that. But the news is nobody nobody likes my saxophone. You know what I mean? Even the mouse at home probably dead listening to my saxophone. I play so bad. You know what I mean? So sweet spot is basically three things: what you like to do, what you're really good at, and the last but not least, which is the balance, the wisdom, is that what pays well. Come on, somebody,
Yep.
right? So if you do what you like, if you do what you're really good, but it doesn't bring enough money to pay the bills, you know what I mean? That's not wisdom. You know what I mean? So finding a sweet spot, you gotta find what you like, what you're really good at, and what pays well.
Yep. And
Okay?
for Pastor Roy, yourself, have you considered yourself to find that sweet spot?
I think so. I think so.
Yep.
I like pastoring. It doesn't pay well, but hey, as I said before, that 8 years in Crown Group really set me up, so I can do what
Yep.
what I like. You know what I mean? And I like to believe that I'm good at it. But yeah, it's just we just started last September, so only time will reveal it.
Yep. Best of luck.
Thank you, Tim.
And also, I'm also curious about this one thing. Is our vision or purpose the same with our career? Will it be the same or can it be different?
Good question. My answer to that is I believe not necessarily. It would be ideal to have it, but I don't think not necessarily. Okay, 8 years in crime group. That was tough for me. It was hard work. It's not really my passion is to meet with people, to sell and things like that. But my real passion is to build churches, to build leaders, to raise young people and as to recruit them, to make equip them and empower them. That's really my calling in life. But yeah, not necessarily that your vision or purpose has to be the same as your professional. But the ideal situation is like me before. You don't think about it, right? Profession is something that you got paid to do. Profession is something that you got paid to do. But passion is something that you will do even without getting paid for it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? I'm gonna say that one more time. Profession is something that you are paid to do. Okay? But passion is something that you would do even when you don't get paid for it. Okay? Profession is something that you get paid to do, but passion is something that you are called, you are made to do. Okay? So if it's one, like right now what I do, well done. But if it's not, man, let me tell you, you can keep doing your job, pays your bill and things like that. But after the 9 to 5, you build that passion, you build that side business, you build that life calling, so that one day it'll be big enough to replace that job that you don't enjoy. But that's the thing.
Um, um, Thank you so much, Pastor Roy.
No
So
problem, Tim. Anytime.
since Instagram only gives us an hour duration for our live, I think it will
Yep.
be better for us to go into another Q&A session, and we're
Sure.
going to go into another session. So and
Okay.
also I'm going to create the another live room soon. So if you guys, the audiences, could put the Q&A questions back, it would be great. Yeah.
All right. See you, Tim. Bye.
See you soon, Pastor Roy.
Boom.
Welcome back, Pastor Roy.
Welcome back, Tim.
Yep. So while waiting for some audiences to come,
Yeah.
we've got a few questions for you and a
Sure.
few more additional questions from the audience.
Sure.
Um,
Don't give me the hard one. Come on, Sam.
yep. So the first question is, I think this is quite maybe quite personal. Do you have any regrets in your life in terms of your passion or your career, or and how do you deal with regrets?
Well, do I have regrets? I've got a lot of regrets in terms of career, in terms of my journey and things like that. And I think one of the regret that I have in life is when my first job as in Aztec Information System. Okay, I stayed there for probably about 4.5 years to 5 years. Okay, and because I was afraid of looking outside. Okay, that was my first job. I thank God for it, and things like that. And I didn't move out. Okay, because no, I like it. I don't want to try something new. But I knew in my heart that I was stuck there. I got one promotion and that's it. I was stuck there for so many years. Okay, if I could turn back time, I would probably not going to stay there for that long. Okay,
Okay.
now I'm not going to encourage everybody just to move job every single time. That's not good for your resume. That's not good for your life and things like that. But if for example you don't grow there anymore, I think it's time for you to and you have already talked to your supervisor, to your manager, and said, man, I wanna get more responsibility. Is there anything that I can develop more and things like that? And there is absolutely nothing. I think the best way is to jump ship as soon as possible rather than to stay there. Okay. Now, the reason why I move is because one of my mentor, which is Ivan Sunita, which is the CEO of Crown Group, he called me in one day and said, "How long have you been working there?" And I said, 4.5 years, 5 years. Why? And how much is your salary? And I said, my salary was 42,000. And then he said, "Are you serious?" And then he said this, listen, he said, my reception that worked for 6 months actually earned more than that. You know, that
Okay.
is like a slap in your face. You know what I mean? It actually said, oh my God, what am I doing with my life? Okay, it's very embarrassing, but that's what good mentor does to you. It's not just to encourage you and things like that, but to push you because they know and they believe that there is a bigger calling in your life, not just to sit there and so that's my biggest regret. If I can turn back time, I would find mentor faster in my life. And then I'll ask direct question to him, how can I improve in my life and things like that, and listen to him. Um, and instead of just staying in the comfort zone, I would jump sooner.
So I think what I get from this is that it's good to have your first job, okay? It's good to have it, but you don't have to stay for that long, right?
Yeah, I think it's not about the length of time. It's about the personal growth. Okay, if I stayed in Crown Group for 8 years, okay, 8 years in millennials world right now, it's like wow, it's like 20 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because the younger the generation, they move every 12 months. Every 12 months they got a new job and things like that. It's not about the length. I think it's about the personal growth. If you're still learning, if you still if you're still growing as individuals, you stay there, man. But if you're stuck and you're not moving, you better move as soon as possible. Okay, Tim, as I would be honored to be a mentor. My first advice to you: come on, somebody, get a girlfriend. You are a good-looking, handsome. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just teasing you. Come on, relax, man. Let's roll.
And we get another question right
Yeah,
here. It's
yeah.
someone asked, what is the difference between vision and passion?
Okay. I think vision and dream. Okay, dream. We all know dream. Oh, I want to be like this one day. I want to be like this one day. But vision, when a dream become a vision, the difference is it has two things. The first one is it's got timestamp. It's got a plan in it that usually dream is like, oh, I want to be doctor one day. I want to own this, how much property this. That is dream, okay? But vision is the time where I want to have this property by the time I turn that. And this is the plan that I'm going to do it. Okay, vision has got plan to do it, and one of the greatest thing that Iwan Sunito has taught me as a person, as a businessman, is that don't stop at dream. Okay, stop daydreaming and start working. Stop with your empty dream and start putting a plan and baby step on it. Okay, a lot of business communicators, they just hype you up. They just basically said, oh, we can do this, which is great. Sometimes we need it. But one of the greatest thing about Iwan Sunito as my mentor is that he showed me the breakdown of, hey, this is how you do it. Okay, the power of mapping. He teach everybody the power of mapping. You want to get there? Show me the map. Show me how you get there. Okay. So I remember one day he said, okay, he said to me, how much money do you want to make? Okay, I want to make, and I said to him, I want to make $500,000, $500,000. That's $500,000 this year. I want to make that, Iwan. And you know what he said? Okay, great, no problem. Usually the OK mentor says, oh, amazing, amazing, and then hang up the phone. Not Iwan Sunito. Iwan Sunito says, okay, open your Excel spreadsheet and show me how. I said, by working hard? No, no, no. He said, and then he teach me, this is the mapping you need to do. How? You map all the list of clients and connection that you have, okay? You map their potential, okay? and then you map the potential, and then you divide it by 50%, because you're not going to close all of them, okay? And then you divide that, you minus that again by 20%. That's probably your mapping, okay? And then after that, he didn't hang up that phone. He basically said, now pick up your phone call and do not stop before you hit all of them. Now that is a great mentoring, okay? Now a lot of businessmen, they start with great plan, great dream, but they never follow through until it comes through. Okay, so I think that the difference between dream and vision is that it has the timestamp, and also it has plan and baby step and mapping how you're gonna get there.
Okay, and we've got another question right here, and I think this is a question that some of us can relate a lot. It's
Okay,
about how do you respond to people that do not support our passion or vision?
okay, okay. So if they don't support your vision, okay, it depends on who they are. Okay, it depends on who they are. Okay, if they are outsider who has never ever invested their time in your life, you just say this: thank you, see you. Okay, but if this is the person that already invested so much time in your life, like your mentor, your parents, your girlfriend, your wife, and things like that, who have already, just wants the best in your life, and also they have done it before, as a mentor have done it before, and they told you, man, I don't think this is your sweet spot. I don't think you should pursue this. You need to listen to them. Okay. But if it's just a Joe Blow, you don't understand, and just haters, might just turn it off. Okay. So I think that's the way I would react on inputs, or people that doesn't agree with my passion. It depends on who they are.
So what he's saying is like we have to listen to the right people, to the people that we
Correct.
trust, and the people who
Correct.
actually cares about us, and listen to their advice.
Correct.
Yeah,
Correct.
so
Because think
it's
about it,
about
as a senior pastor of the Movement Church, our church has grown from 117 people to 500 people all around the globe. Now, a lot of other people wants to come and get some pies of it, and just be, oh, you should run this church like this, you should preach like this, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that. I would listen to them, that if they have built with me, okay? But if they haven't built with me, my God, thank you so much, but sit down, that's the door. You know what I mean? So same thing with your life, same thing with your life. If you just listen to every single opinion that comes in your life, you will never go anywhere, because you will be lost, man. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people say, oh, you should be a doctor, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that. I think just listen to people that built already built with you, and have got the best interest in your heart.
And I'm also curious about this thing, like, what if we have our passion, but along the way, as we go through our passion, we lose the fire and we like lose the excitement and the same energy that we once had. What do you think that we should do in that case?
I think I think when people are losing fire is simply because they forget about why they did this at the first place. Listen to that, Tim. Okay,
Yeah.
when you lose that fire, it doesn't mean that that dream was a wrong dream. When you lose that fire, majority of the time is simply because you forget the why we do what we do. Okay, so how do we get the why? Simple, by resting, taking a time off, holiday. Come on, somebody. A lot of us, especially a driven alpha male, and or driven leaders, or people that is ambitious and things like that, you know what they do? They work, 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 but at the same time, they forget to rest. They forget they forget to just take a deep breath and things like that. And me, to be honest, as senior pastors, growing the church, man, I work like a horse, sometimes 12 hours, 13 hours, 16 hours a day, just preparing preaching, writing contents, leadership, and things like that. And man, you can do that twice a week. You do that 5 days, 7 days a week. let me tell you, after 2 months, you will forget why we do what we do. Okay, so find the why. How? Rest. Some just rest. Sometimes, drama Korea and that will and just resting and things like that, and that will you will remember the why you do what you do.
So it's good to take like a break and like time off to really like clear your head and really
100%.
go back to right on track.
100%. See, my time off right now is drama Korea. Come on, somebody. Now,
Yeah.
but I want to do that the same thing with I want to remind all the students right there that love drama Korea. Not too much. Come on, somebody. That's just for
Too much.
resting. That's it. Itawan class, I've done it, Adeline. Very good.
It's
Pakseroy,
very
they
good.
call me Passeroy. Passeroy.
And by the way,
Very good.
Pastor Roy, I think another good question for us, the young generation, is that, in your opinion, what are the values that we young generation should have?
Sorry, say it again.
What are the
The
values
values.
that we values, yeah, as young generations should have?
I think I think the one of the thing is patient. Okay, millennials, patient. Okay,
Patience.
we thought that we only have 1 year or 2 years or 3 years to do that. Man, let me tell you, you got 20, 30 years ahead of you. Just be patient. Every time we found mistake or we did a mistake and things like that, we always said, "Oh man, I should have done better" and things like that. But come on, you're still young. You don't have the experience to do that. So mistakes is your best friend. You make a lot of mistakes when you're young. You know what I mean? Just so be patient to yourself. Okay, be patient to yourself. Okay, that is probably one of the greatest values that millennials or people that below 25 needs to learn is just patient. And second one, humility. Okay, humility, right? So because humility to learn, humility to listen. Okay, I guess my greatest strength is not because of my look. My greatest strength is not because I'm bright. I was I was one of the dumbest student in the school before. You know what I mean? But my greatest strength is one thing. I am hungry to learn. Every time I meet with all these successful people, at Crime Group, I met with a lot of more successful people. Okay, but I was a sales director. They need my product. Okay, and but you know what, instead of saying, okay, here's where you sign things like that, instead of that, I just basically said, hey, can I have a lunch with you? I will pay for the lunch. Okay, and I asked them one question, and that question is this: how do you become so successful? Please teach me, how did you start your business? Can you give me your show me your end game? Okay, how did you do this? And then a lot of people, a lot of these great successful mentors, they just laugh. They just go like, yep, I did this because of that. So as a young generation, first is basically the patient, but second one is the pure hunger, man. Okay, pure humility. You gotta be hungry to learn. Okay, don't ever lose that, because the moment you lose that hunger, you're actually old. You're not young anymore.
So it's good that we really have that curiosity and like the willingness to learn
Boom.
about anything.
That's it.
And that
That's it,
applies
man.
to every single area of our life, right?
That's it, man. That's it, my friend.
And I think for the last thing, can you give us like a few tips and tricks for finding our passion and into the future, just in general?
Uh, to find your passion.
Yep.
Okay. So I think to find your passion is a couple of things. The first one is I've said before. It's just trial and error, trial and error, trial and error, trial and error. Okay. I'll give you tips. One tip. Okay. Every single week, schedule to meet. Schedule an hour to hang with a mentor. Okay,
Okay.
schedule in your Outlook once every week, 1 hour per week. It sounds easy, but it's not that easy. Okay, to schedule and then just treat them lunch or treat them coffee. Okay, and then ask them that question. Hey, teach me how you become who you are. Now, a lot of you probably think like this, okay, but how do you find a mentor? They're busy and things like that. Mentor is not, mentor is everywhere. Mentor is people, a person who have done it before you, okay? Mentor is not somebody that is perfect, okay? Mentor could be your teacher, okay, because he knows a particular subject better than you. Why don't you learn from them about that particular subject, okay? And then it could be your parents, okay? It could be your youth pastor. It could be your pastor. It could be, we can learn anything from everybody, okay? One of the greatest piece of advice that Ivan Sundar says to me is this, that there is always something to learn from everybody, okay? That's humility right there. And to get it from Ivan, Sundar, the person that's already achieved everything in life, that is humility right there. And then he teach me, man, you got to be humble yourself and just humble yourself and learn from them and ask them. 52 weeks a year you do that, you will become a much better, stronger, more wise person by the end of this year.
Thank you, Pastor. So,
No worries then.
speaking of mentors, what, in your opinion, like, what are some qualities that a good mentor should have?
Good mentor first, okay? Good mentor doesn't have to be perfect, okay? Okay? It takes humility to see beyond their mistakes. That's one. Second one is mentor. Good mentor is somebody that has done it before. Okay, a lot of us young people are very idealists. We say, "Oh, I want somebody that's already perfect family, perfect this." You won't get it. you won't find them. You know what I mean? If you find them, they lie probably because they don't. You haven't seen anything. You just seen their Instagram. Okay, good mentor is somebody that is not just saying nice things about you. Good mentors will say things. If you're doing something wrong, they will say, "Man, don't you ever do that again." You know what I mean? So that's a good mentor. Good mentor is somebody that has got the courage to be hated by you, just to say honest opinion about you. I don't think you're good at selling, but I think you're great at this. Okay, that's I think I would love to be surrounded by great mentors like that because it sharpens me.
So, you have to have humility to see them that they are not perfect as well, and that they're also
Correct.
human, and
Correct.
also like someone who would be honest enough to tell you how to grow, right?
Very smart. You're single and you're smart. Come on, people.
And I think for the last question, and could you share one of the best lessons that you got from your own mentor?
One of my best lesson. Wow, a lot of them. Okay, a lot of them. I think. Okay, I think one of the greatest advice is this: never ever forget the people that is the most important in your life. Okay, I know that a lot of you will attain great things in your life. You probably says, I'm still 20 years old, I'm still 19 years old, but I know people that listen to this Instagram live. I know some of you that God has put His hand upon your life, and you'll do great things in your life, great things. You'll be successful and things like that. But my advice, listen to this carefully, okay? When you get there, don't forget the most basic things in your life. The people that accept you and love you when you have nothing. Your wife, your children, God is number one priority. The second one is yourself, but number three is your family. Okay, so I think the best thing is one of the best thing that advice that my mentor always have is that, Roy, You will do great things in your life, but when you get there, never ever forget the people and the family, the wife that loves you when you have nothing.
So remember about the persons that gave you something and really invest in you as well.
Correct? Correct them.
Think
I hope that
thank you
helped.
very much. Mr. White. It helps us a lot, and even me myself, I've gotten some insights about our passion and some
Same
of
here.
your knowledge as well. So
Thank
once
you.
again, I just want to really thank you for your time, and thank you for making time for your busy schedule to inform us on more knowledge and also more wisdom to us. And I hope that it can be really something that we can all remember and something that we can use to the future as well.
Thank you,
So
Tim.
thank you,
You're
Pastor Roy.
amazing. The honor is mine. Thank you, guys. You take care. See you, my friend. Bye.
Bye, Pastor Roy. Guys, and after this, don't forget we'll have another session with Kak David Joko Hajo with the topic of decision making, team management, time management, and habit. So stay tuned and see you guys soon.